Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm starting something a bit different at the moment. I don't know why, I just was thinking about it like this was a few months ago, and I mentioned it on stream, and then a few people mentioned that they wanted me to continue with that idea. And the idea was that I would basically show you how I made my album. And even just saying that, I'm cringing. I actually hate that that came out of my mouth. But yes, I have an album, and it's something that was kind of oddly stumbled into my life. I was never trying to be a musician. I'm also kind of right now still not trying to be a musician. I'm not out there trying to, make money out of music or tour or sing live anywhere or anything like that. It was something that happened kind of quite organically. And I worked on an album over about a 4 year period, and it's here. And a lot of people actually over on the YouTube side of things seem to be quite, I don't know, just you seem to receive my music stuff sometimes even more than my gaming stuff. So I thought, if I'm going to put this anywhere for the people that are interested, I may as well put it here. So if you're watching, thank you very much for enjoying any of my music. It's probably a shyer, quieter, more vulnerable part of my creative life. I think acting and content is very much where my heart is, and I'm very comfortable in those kind of areas. And music is more of a kind of a very beautiful side hobby that I have had the pleasure of being able to make a record out of. And I wanted to kind of just show you how those songs had evolved, I think, from the beginning of when I wrote them to how they came out in the studio. For some context, obviously I'm an actor. I'm sure many of you know that. If you're here and you don't know I'm an actor, that would be probably odd. But just so you know, I am. And I did a film called Viking Destiny. It was also titled Of Gods and Warriors, if you are in the UK or Europe, I think. And the lovely guy who did the composing on that movie was called Tom E. Morrison. And he heard one of the songs that I had just posted on Facebook, I think, at this point. The director of the film was like, "Oh, I didn't know you could sing," and I was very much like, "Oh my god, no!" And it was just I had started an era of writing a song or doing a cover, like an acoustic cover of a song that I liked, and I would record it on my MacBook laptop on GarageBand, edit it very badly, and post it online. Sometimes I would feel brave enough to do that. And so there was a few songs like floating around on social media, and the composer of the film heard one of them and he really liked it. And he messaged me after the film was finished and he said, "Would you want to make an album together?" And I was just gobsmacked, because just to give you the full extent of my musical knowledge, I can't read music, I can't write music, I can actually barely play guitar as it is. I can play probably 6 chords on a guitar. I love playing it, and I only got a guitar in the first place to be able to add a backing to the fact that I sometimes wanted to sing. I think I definitely love singing, and I love singing specific songs within my very small range of my low voice, and or only my comfort zone, basically only my comfort zone. And I wanted to have a guitar to just back up some of the songs that I wanted to sing, just like maybe do covers every now and then, and that type of thing. So I bought a guitar when I was 17, and I just had this blue guitar that I recorded just covers on and stuff. And then I started writing music maybe 2015, and they were very, very like saturated, poetic songs that wouldn't have made sense to the naked ear if you'd listened to those lyrics. I was writing in very kind of quizzical poetry kind of ways. And then I kind of, some of them were awful, some of them were a bit better. I really liked some of them, and I listened back to some other ones that I found recently, and I'm like, oh my God, why did I ever write that? And then, so I had a bank, I suppose, of stuff that I had written over the last, at that point, it would have been the last 2 or 3 years. And he said, "Do you want to make an album together?" And I was like, wow. I said to him, "I really don't know a lot about what I'm doing." And he said, "I don't need you to, I'm the producer. I just need you to sing if you want to sing." So I also said, at that time, I was like, I have no money at all to give you for this. Like, I was working in a pub. I came back from filming the lead in a feature film straight to a pub job. I was waiting tables for many years. So I was like, I couldn't pay you anything. And he said, "Look, I don't want anything either. Let's just work on this, in our spare time together. and just see what happens and see what we can make together when we just come together in our spare time, and what will be, and we that's what we did. So I used to go into the studio with him whenever we had a spare day or a day off. I would send him all of the different songs that I liked or I was proud of, and if the ones that he really liked as well, he would be like, okay, let's do that one, I really like that one. And we would just do one song, finish it, do another song, finish it, and then go back to the first one and tweak it a little bit again. And then suddenly, over 4 years, at that point there was some costs that he needed to do for the mastering and that type of thing. So but by that point I wasn't working in a pub. But yeah, I was able to get that done with him, and we had 9 songs ready, and he said, are you happy with them all? And we did like a final check on all of them. We mastered it and it went on to Spotify, and then we got some records made. So I've still got those. They're kind of limited edition now because they are only a certain amount of them were made. So if anybody wants a vinyl or has a vinyl player and would like my album on vinyl, they are all signed, and I send them out myself. So if anyone wants one, the link I'll put underneath this video. So yeah, if anyone wants a vinyl, they're always there. But otherwise, the album is on all of the streaming services out there. But I wanted to just go through each song and just show you how those songs changed from my first draft to the studio version, because it often went through a very interesting journey. I wanted to also just tell you, I guess, a bit about why I wrote them. I don't imagine I will make an album again unless I had the means to. Those things, it's very time consuming and often very expensive. And it's also not something that I'm focusing on massively. You know, I'm primarily and trained as an actor, and I do content, which I love as well. I'm not out here trying to become a musician. It's really genuinely not on my list of things that I'm trying to achieve in my life, but it is really like a hobby that I'm passionate about, and it's also very personal. And I know that some people have really resonated with some of the stuff that I've written. So this is for you. And I think I will just go through and explain more about these songs. I would always send Tom a version that I had, like a very rough version of how I wanted the song to sound. I would maybe add harmonies every now and then, and it was recorded again on GarageBand on a laptop with way too much reverb and all of the settings. I had no idea what I was doing on that laptop. But yeah, and I'd send him that raw version, and then he would help me turn it into something a little bit more polished. But yeah, there are some occasions, actually, I think, where I preferred the stripped back version of the song. And that's not to discredit my choices or Tom's choices, but with the second you take a song and put it into a studio version, it's a lot more produced, and a lot of these songs got very much more produced. They got very produced. And some of the songs I do kind of miss them and maybe prefer them in their kind of stripped back version. So I thought to myself, if anyone ever wants to hear the original, I would be able to keep it here as well, and I can put it at the end of the video. So I will show you how the song changed, and then at the end I will put the original in its final form for you, so that you can listen to it by itself if you wanted to, uninterrupted. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do with this series. I'm just going to go through the songs on my album and show you how I made them and what they're about. Starting with track 1, Something New. I have left this side of the screen open for my lovely editor to do some kind of graphical changes whenever I'm switching between versions of the song, because he is a genius and I'm not. But that's why I'm slightly left. But yeah, this song is called Somethin New, and I remember thinking, do I call it Something New or Something New? I mean, both sounded cringe to me. It's very hard being someone that's kind of painfully self-aware as well. I feel like I'm my own worst critic, and I cringe very easily at other people. Therefore, I cringe very easily at myself. And there's something about music and writing songs and performing songs and writing lyrics about yourself and all of that stuff that I have this very kind of probably a cruel inner commentary about it. So yeah, I mean, I was always trying to not be cheesy or trying not to be and I think there's no way that a lot of these songs weren't cheesy, but at the end of the day, I wrote them for the reason that I wrote them. And I need to just own it, and be okay with the cheese. But yeah, I decided to call it Somethin new, because first of all, I think the way that I sing it doesn't involve the G, but it also, I think it sounded less cheesy and cringe in my head to not have Something New as my first track number. But I chose this song to be the first song on the album because of the intro. There's like a 3 or 4 part layered harmony at the beginning of this song. That, if I actually remember correctly, Tom, again, if I ever tell you about something and an opinion Tom had or something, he is so amazing, so talented. I will actually research and tell you all of the different people he has done music for. He was on tour with Bonnie Tyler half the time. He's incredibly talented, so he knows a lot more than I do about music. But I remember him being like, we don't need to have that at the beginning of the song, like let's just cut it. Or he wasn't like that fussed about keeping this part of the song. And I for some reason knew that I wanted to open my album with this harmony that just kind of kicks the song off. So I always knew that I wanted to keep that because I really liked the intro of it. And I knew that I wanted it to be the first song on the album because I thought that it would be a nice, kind of quite a beautiful way to like open a record. So yeah, but it did end up sounding very different. Let me get it up. Yeah, so the original, this is how scuffed they would sound. So this was like, again, I was recording these on a Blue Yeti microphone, very close to my guitar, and I was recording both my singing and the guitar from the same mic. I can't do that on a mic like this, for example, because it's needs to be close to the sound. I wouldn't be able to do both with a mic like this. So yeah, but back then the mic was different and it was a USB mic, and it was gifted to me by a wonderful friend of mine called Leah Harvey, who is an incredible actress. You may know who they are. But yeah, she gave me this mic and was like, I think you're a good songwriter and I think you should write music. And I was like, I can't do that. And she said, try. And I did. And I actually credit her in the back of my record, on the back of the vinyl, because I would never have made it without her saying that I should, and then without the microphone. Yeah, she had a lot of experience with songwriting and playing, and I was very new to it, and she was like, I think that you've got something there, so like explore it. So I really owe her a lot to that. But anyway, I get GarageBand and it started, so it initially sounded like this. So that was the original. So like no guitar until the third part, I think. And then we stacked it a little bit differently in the studio version, and it ended up sounding like this. Yeah, which is kind of crazy. I do like the guitar from the original, especially when it like comes in underneath the harmony. But I love what a studio mic can do, and you can add all these like I feel like there's more kind of like an angelic-y, echoey reverb vibe that comes from the studio version that's really nice. And then it stops and goes straight into the first verse. And this song, gosh, I mean, if I can talk, I feel like we're gonna get personal when we're talking about music, guys. We're gonna go into personal realms, because it's gonna be talking about like my real life, like my personal feelings. So I feel like most of the songs on this album were about one specific relationship that was really hard. It wasn't even it wasn't a very long relationship even. It was just very condensed and very intense and very painful, and was the hardest breakup I think I've ever had. So a lot of these songs, if they sound happy, it's because I was in the relationship, and if they sound miserable, it was because it had just ended. But most of them are about this one person. But yeah, this one actually isn't. This one was actually about a good relationship, and this song is talking about how I think despite having, I guess, flaws or baggage or mistakes in the past that you kind of bring with you, I guess, in your life, this could be something different. You know, it could choose to be, like, we can choose to make it not that, and we can, yeah, like, just choose to move forward together in a different way. I think that's what this song is about. And I think it starts off with an apology about kind of running off when things got difficult, and then trying to make amends. So this song was an amends song. It was a, I'm really sorry. Sorry I disappeared. I've come back and I mean it this time. That's basically what this song is about. But yeah, this is the first verse original sounds like this.
I'm sorry it scared me enough. I'm not always carefree in love. Why does everything plague me? It feels almost crazy that I used to be like you.
God, it sounds so sad. Like, I can hear how sad I sound recording this, because I think I was. Oh, so funny. Baby Anna. Also, that little pop was my mini fridge. I'm sorry. My mini fridge loves to interrupt all the time. Anyway, the studio version ended up sounding like...
I'm sorry it scared me enough.
I love the bass bit. Bong, bom.
I'm not always carefree in love. Why does everything plague me? It feels almost crazy that I used to be like you.
There's something about working in a studio where they call the metronome, right? I feel like I'm even saying that wrong, where you can actually keep time, because in the background you can actually keep timing and like have it on the beat, and the beat doesn't change. When I'm recording by myself on the guitar, the timing can be all over the place because I can suddenly speed up and then suddenly slow down. So in the studio it can actually make it sound more measured and actually keep the tempo in the right way. But anyway.
So maybe I'm jealous, it's gone. And as it had barely begun, I remember it vaguely. It feels almost crazy that I ran from someone like you.
It was one of the only things I could do on guitar, was kind of like, you'll hear it in a lot of these drafts because I can't play guitar that well, was just kind of alternate between these two notes that I felt sounded nice. And I think it often works really well for acoustic songs. It's just kind of like just doing this quick alternation between these two notes. But then in the studio version, we kind of added more of like a, and there's a lot more of this kind of like this background reverb drum kind of beat, and it was kind of like humming. The song feels more like it hums in this one. I mean, obviously all of my drafts will just be on guitar, so you won't hear any other instruments because I had none. Yeah, in these studio versions you'll hear like different things that we tried and this type of thing, and then it ended up sounding obviously like this.
So maybe I'm jealous, it's gone.
The echo.
As it had barely begun, I remember it vaguely. It feels almost crazy that I ran from someone like you.
And then I think we added in something here.
Ran from someone like you.
Yeah, like we added in a little kind of like repeat with like a kind of like a high echo over the top of that. I don't think that's in the original. Hang on.
Why does it feel like a battleground, trying love again? And why does the pitch of a heartbeat sound higher than back then?
So that was the first chorus. I like what we did in the studio version, actually, like adding that little echo beforehand. I think it was nice. And it kind of like builds up to the chorus a little bit more. The chorus is a lot clearer in this version, I think.
Why does it feel like a battleground? Trying love again.
You can do so much more.
Now that the pitch of our heartbeat sounds higher than back then, this could be something new with a girl like me and a girl like you. This could be
I like the little
something new with your hands on me and my eyes.
and it slows down again then. So yeah, I think we picked up the pace and then slowed it.
Something new.
Yeah, so that is, I think, now that I'm listening to it, it was like sped up and then slowed back down again then. So I think this is the type of thing about having like a producer and somebody that understands music more than I did, is that you can then create, you can build something in that way. Because for me, so my favorite part of this song is the bridge, which you'll hear after the second chorus. Oh no, second verse? When does the bridge come in? Not sure, we'll find out. But that's my favorite part of the song. And that part of the song is a lot bigger and is a lot more layered. And in order to like for a song to reach a crescendo, I suppose, of sorts, it has to have flavors of a build up at some point. And so I think that's what he was so good at doing here, is that like you get a flavor of that build up in the first chorus, ready to kind of start setting up the rest of the song where it kind of builds up further. Like it was just a bit more, you hear that like the pace increases a little bit and then it comes back down again. But it is just that slow build of bringing a song up to a certain place.
We don't have to dress in our best.
Sunday best.
I'll give what I have to invest.
I was obviously thinking about crypto at this point. I'm joking.
Maybe this will be hazy. It could feel almost crazy. Do you wanna find out with me?
What was I doing in the middle of this one? Look at this background, like yeah.
With me.
Look at me. What the hell was I doing? But yeah, and then it actually got okay. So the bridge comes in now. Yeah, the bridge comes in now. So the bridge, I just love the bridge so much, and I love it in the studio version the most. And I'm really proud of the bridge in this song. So let me lead you to that bit.
Don't have to dress in our best.
Bum 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 bum.
I'll give what I have to invest.
Who knew it was an album about crypto? Crazy.
Maybe this will be hazy. It could feel almost
I think I still do the
crazy to you.
I think I still do the harmony in this though.
Wanna find out with me?
Yes, I do. Okay, so I still do that with me, the background of it. Then the bridge in my version goes like this.
Why does this feel like a battleground? Now that the pitch of our heartbeat sound.
My poor headphones struggling
This feel like a battleground.
with the volumes. Gosh, I had such limited resources with what I can hear how I want something in my head, but because I'm not trained in any way, I didn't know what that should sound like. And what I managed to do with Tom in the studio with the bridge, I was so happy with. But you can kind of hear what I was trying to do with it.
Why does this feel like a battleground?
Because in the background, I'm still doing the same harmony from the beginning, which was that. I'm still doing that underneath it, but then singing over the top of it. There's also two harmonies going on at the same time, so I'm going Now that the pitch of our heartbeat sounds at the same time as now that the pitch of our heartbeat sounds. But because I'm only on a freaking laptop, you can't really hear that layer. You can't hear those two sounds over the top of them, over the top of each other, because it's a really nice harmony, and you can't really hear that in this version at all, especially with all of the hums and everything I was doing. And I think I add something else to that afterwards, and the echo of why does it feel like a, why does it feel like a, and we ended up doing even more in this version. We went ham on this bridge. I feel like we went ham on this bridge, but this is my favorite part of this song, and I'm really happy with this.
Find out with me, why does this feel like a battleground? Now that the pitch of a heartbeat sound,
You can actually hear the harmony in that, finally.
why does this feel like a battleground? Why does it feel like a
Harmony comes back in.
now that the pitch of a heartbeat sound? Why does it feel like a
So I remember getting to this point, and I said to Tom, I was like, I feel like there needs to be like a and he was like, when? And I was like, just trust me. And he like he just like let it run, and just let me put these random things in there. And
Does this feel like a battleground? Why does it feel like a now that the pitch of a heartbeat sound? Why does it feel like a
and then this was the last thing we added.
why does it feel like a why does it
That was the last thing. It's so funny how you remember like little things. That was the last thing that we added to the song. Was just at the very end. I said I want there to be something in that gap, and I just added a. I think it worked well there. I think.
why does it feel like a why does it feel like
With a bit of reverb.
why does it feel like a why does it feel like this could be something
Back into the chorus.
like me and a girl like you. This could be something new with your hands on me and my eyes on
And then I think I changed the lyrics a little bit, like repeat it with a bit of different lyrics. So we've got the chorus again.
you. Why does this feel
Around here.
why does it so ground?
Yes.
Trying this again. Now that the pitch of our heartbeat sounds higher than back then, this could be something new with a girl like me and a girl like you.
I think I changed the lyrics from the old one to the new one.
Be something new with your hands on me and my eyes on you.
Then I take it right down again.
Put your lips on me like you used to do.
Saucy.
If you smile at me, I will smile at you.
Cheesy.
Something new.
I really like the guitar on that bit going down.
Something new.
Yeah, see that's something that doesn't come through in the new one because it's not on a guitar, but it's going the notes go down and then go up again.
At you. Something new. Something new. Something new.
Yeah, obviously we're not using a guitar in the new version, so it doesn't end up that way.
Put your lips on me like you used to do.
Bum bum bum.
If you smile at me, I will smile at you.
Bass.
Something new.
I think we added even more something news.
Something new.
Or did we just slow it down? There's still 3.
Something new.
And yeah, there you go. Thank you for watching my little process of how I made that song. That is the first song on the album. If you would like to listen to the entire album or have it on vinyl, all of the links are in the bio. But yes, it's on Spotify. You can listen to it whenever you want. But that is the first song on the album, and I will be back another time, unsure when, unsure if I'm going to do these consecutively or whether I'm still going to put some games in between. But yeah, I'm going to do this with all of my songs, all of the songs, because I found all of the original files. It took ages. I had to search through my emails with my emails with Tom and find the draft that I'd sent him in the first place. That's the only place I could find them, was in my emails. And I was sifting through all of them. I was searching with attachments, trying to find it. But yeah, that's the first song on my album. And big up to Tom for that. And just so you can listen to it completely, free from me talking over it, this is the full first draft of that song.
I'm sorry it scared me enough. I'm not always carefree in love. Why does everything plague me? It feels almost crazy that I used to be like you. So maybe I'm jealous, it's gone. And as it had barely begun, I remember it vaguely. It feels almost crazy that I ran from someone like you. Why does it feel like a battleground, trying love again? And why does the pitch of a heartbeat sound higher than back then? This could be something new with a girl like me and a girl like you. This could be something new with your hands on me and my eyes on you. Something new. We don't have to dress in our best. I'll give what I have to invest. Maybe this will be hazy. It could feel almost crazy. Do you wanna find out with me? Why does this feel like a battleground? Now that the pitch of our heartbeat sound. Why does this feel like a battleground? Why does it feel like why does it feel like now that the pitch of our heartbeat sound? Why does it feel like I don't want it to feel like a battleground, trying this again. Now that the pitch of our heartbeat sounds higher than back then, this could be something new with a girl like me and a girl like you. It could be something new with your hands on me and my eyes on you. Put your lips on me like you used to do. If you smile at me, I will smile at you. Something new, something new, something new.